How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, what I was thinking about today was, when did I discovered that I was chosen? And so I said I will ask the royal family, when did you find out you were chosen? Or when did you find out we were chosen? Now, when I thought about that and I asked myself that question, I always knew, but I didn't have a word for what I felt within my soul as a child, a small child. Now, I have shared with the royal family that I was not raised in the church. I was raised by a very conscious family. And so that gives me an advantage. Some of us have an advantage when we are raised in particular environments. And it is amazing to me that you will hear people in the unquote conscious community saying I'm just becoming conscious, but it's just such a normal part of my being. I don't make a big deal out of someone saying I'm in the conscious community, because when you are a part of a conscious community and grow up in a conscious community, you see the good and the bad and the ugly in it. You really do. And I understand that man, woman, and child are truly trying to discover who and what we are when we are in a state of awakening. And that can be quite profound. And to know that you are chosen when it's all fully revealed and you're in and your conscious is being fed and filled, and it changes the trajectory, and I know I'm pronouncing that word wrong, of your life. It may even anger you. So it's quite astounding to me to watch someone discover who they truly is in this war. And many emotions may come up. You will probably even feel a sense of shame, feel hurt deeply within. Your ego may get in the way, and there may even be some denial, because based on what you are looking at here, our head has been filled with these images because they do not want us to know who and what we are. So again, the question that I ask, when did you, just think about it, when did you find out about this? Or did you always knew? You don't have to be, unquote, in a conscious community. I just felt personally very special, but I was also affected because even though I couldn't formulate these words, I knew that if I said that, that would be like, you're arrogant. But really what I was feeling was very special. Like, look at me. I'm chosen. Even though there was no words. Now my head has been filled with the same crap being raised in a conscious community. And I even got angry last year. I know that the Messiah is black, but the images that I have in my head is white. And I'm continuing, as I even talk to the royal family now with my eyes closed, is to manifest those images and the crap that they didn't put in our head and get rid of that so it can reflect self. This is how much they have poisoned the royal family. And so I have often said to the royal family, there is messages everywhere. Everywhere. So I'm going to focus just on one subject where messages is left to us constantly. Right here. Now, let's blow it up a little bit so we can get a very good view. We all know this group, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I grew up with listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I grew up seeing images like this all the time. In my father's store, he even sold a lot of these images out of his store. Plenty of it. And when I think about it, because it was such a natural part of my environment, I did not realize back then that this group had many, many messages to the royal family. They was trying to wake us up. I mean, their music is timeless. But look at the time that they took to design the album covers. Quality, royalty of self. These brothers were truly, deep and truly tapped in to our Father. This is where they are in harmony with Earth. This is where they are receiving the messages that our Father is giving to them. And they did an excellent job. I truly thank Earth, Wind, and Fire. They continue to do their work, because anytime anyone hear this music, is going to touch you. And it also will make you say, wow, look at these album covers. Let me see what these images are all about. And as you are researching and researching, one day you will say, wow, I'm chosen? Wow. That's mind-blowing to a person. And so, when people fully discover who and what they are, and realize that they was constantly feeding you crap. Oh yeah, they do what they do in this war. They have done a good job to fool us. Those delusions, those lies, to make you feel like you are nothing, like you have not contributed anything to society. This country was built off our backs, and our blood soaks in the soil actually, of America. They owe us. And they don't feel like they owe us anything. So they have to feel. I'm going to tell you, my royal family, how serious this is. You are feeling God's chosen people crap. You are holding us in bondage because you fear our greatness. So once, my royal family, you get to this point, and let me blow this up. Must blow this up to get a full picture. Exorbitant when you finally awaken to the truth and it begins to change you. Psalms 119, 142. You cannot stop this. It's like taking an illiterate person, and once they discover to read, you can't stop it. And they know this, but they don't give up. And we can't give up. We need to continue to wake each other up. But my royal family, when a person is waking up, please don't attack them. Give them time to adjust. This is very important because what we have a tendency to do, I call it being hell bent. And y'all remember I talked about that on one of the hangouts that we did. That you have to realize how you and even me and we are coming off because we know that we are chosen. And sometimes we have a tendency to talk down and tell people what they need to do. No, let the natural process happen. Stay out of their way. Be supportive and let that person go through the stages they need to go through, and continue to keep them in full prayer because many things will happen. Depression may even kick in. Anger will kick in. And then when you fully realize that you came from the kingdom, let me blow this down. When you fully realize you have came to the kingdom, and we are the ones that built these pyramids very precisely, I can understand how ego is bruised and hurt because we came and lived in the finest palaces, had the best of everything. You may be angry with self. Don't abuse yourself when you have fully woke up, because remember, the enemy was filling you with crap. Don't lose sight of that. They work in overtime to do this. Don't feel shame. Now you know, and that is beautiful. And that pleases our Father. That really does, because our Father hurts and ache when he knows what the enemy is doing. Like I said, there are many messages everywhere. So, check this out. Now, it's actually an honor to be the most hated by the most wicked. When the most wicked hates you most, it's because they fear you the most, and because there's something glorious about you. Yes, and that goes right back to what they see and what we are projecting. That kingdom that I talk about all the time. They even see it in you when you are still asleep. And they take joy in that. Oh, they'll pay for it. And in that awakening process, many things will change within you. Many, many things will change within you. And you can't help but display royalty. You'll say, wow, I am chosen. And it's a humbling experience. But the other thing that we have to realize, that there are duties and responsibilities once we have fully discovered truth. Yes, my kings and queens and royals, we have responsibilities on this earth. And we have to continue to display who and what we are, but now it's time to elevate. Now it's time to be fully obedient to our Father. He expects something of us. He chose us for a reason. He knew that we could endure this to the very last days, to the very last minutes, to the very last seconds. Because our Father's driving goal is to bring many souls to the kingdom. And that is our duty and responsibility, to keep waking each other up. Now in the waking process, what we can do, because we may slip and fall, is link up. And that's when I talk about our rims. Stay in that rim. Stay on that throne. And if you feel yourself weakening, reach out to your fellow man or your fellow sister. There's many of us that will continue to carry each other. But our Father do say in Scripture what we need to do right here. And right here it says, Negroes, you are chosen to be a set apart people. Turn back to the truth. Amazing. God already spoke it long ago. Trying to mix and mingle will never ever work. God will not waver. That is his law. I spoke of the law in the last video. And our Father means exactly what he say. He is not going to change that law. Never. It's in the universe. So again, my royal family, I ask you again, when did you discover that you were chosen? When did you realize they fed you and filled you with crap? When did you discover all of this? It didn't necessarily have to be in the music. I'm just using that as an example. And then the other question that I asked the royal family, and let's blow this up again. When you finally woke up, when did you feel the change? Or what did you feel? Did you feel some of those negative emotions? Or did you feel some of those positive emotions? Or was it just a mixed bag? Don't beat yourself up. The beauty of all of this, now you know. Oh yes, now you know. I and many will continue to give the daily bread. Because I need my bread too. I stumble and fall. Even though I know who and what I am, I'm still affected by the system. So, we look at our great leaders and we'll hear many rumors and many things about them. Remember, they're raised up in this cesspool and all these things were put in their head. And they may have even known like I known, or they may have even known like you known, but you still affected. And they're still trying to program you and nurse you back to sleep while you will embrace foolishness. See, when you feel a head with full of crap, what are the results that you get? Nothing, non-existence. This is where they're real clever at, because they want you, again, to go to eternal hell. They don't want you to display. Where's that brother at? Royalty. You see how he stand here? He stands here humble, not proud. Our Father don't like proud, humble. See, when you're proud, you get arrogant. And that's not to be weak-willed, to be humble. Stand firm, stand royal, fully armored by the breastplate of God. So I thought about that, my royal family. That was really deep to me. I said, when did I know? I always knew, just couldn't formulate the words. And then what gets me is still this. Knowing what I know, it makes me want to shut off from the world because I'm tired of being fed crap. I want to be filled with truth. And this is truth. Again, you are chosen to be a set apart people. Turn back to truth. So, my royal family, I'm going to leave that right there. Please, please share your divine royal words. When did you discover that you was chosen? So, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.